Director Megha Ramaswamy's documentary, Newborns, was an official selection at the 2014 Toronto International Film Festival and chronicles the stories of female survivors of acid attacks in India. ANOKHI Pulse TV sits down for a candid chat with Megha about how Newborns shares the stories of women who bravely defy the trauma and fear that will always accompany them, and how she believes her documentary can help us all make a difference. Newborns is a very special film, and I was reading your director's note. It laid out very clearly that this was not going to be a pity party. It was going to not chronicle and observe the experiences of the girls, but instead it was going to tell them how they experienced it, what they went through. Tell me why that was so important for you to capture.
These are girls who are survivors. They're activists in a way, because these are the girls who've had acknowledged what's gone on, and they're also dealing with the consequences of the aftermath. When I started volunteering with them, the one thing I knew how to kind of make was film, and so we decided to use the platform of film to kind of communicate and express to each other what really went down out there. It was very therapeutic. That's when the film found its language. We decided not to make a sensationalist, tragic story out of it, but expressed through poetry and through art, which is always more moving.
आपको कई बार देखा है इस बस में?
आपको भी कई बार देखा है मैंने। जमुना पार रहती है ना आप?
जी, ऐसे तो बहुत से लोगों को देखा होगा हमने, पर हमारे चेहरे काफी यादगार हैं।
Now, you described the process of filmmaking as being very therapeutic. Describe that for me.
That's the beauty of the medium, because, you know, when you're belonging to a society and you're using the privileges of a society, I genuinely believe that any kind of art that comes along is a privilege that you get to identify with and get to play along with, and you need to use that correctly. These are the survivors who have allowed themselves to partake in the process of becoming known, which in itself is a very painful process. For the girls to come forward and kind of express themselves not just as activists and acid fighters, but as responsible citizens of a society that has let them down to a very large extent. Talking literally, there's this whole concept of public gaze that these girls feel very tormented by.
I just heard you talk about the violent gaze.
Yes.
That's something your film does not do. A lot of acid attack survivors have been sort of sensationalized through the gaze, whether it's through photography or through stories or reports in the news.
Yes.
How important was it for you to make sure that your film chronicled their experiences as it happened to them?
Somebody who allowed me to arrive at that was my cinematographer, who kind of said that, let's reverse the gaze. Let's make this film about gazing back. And I think that's where I kind of found the film, because not once throughout the film are we ever gazing at them. And even if we are, I've kind of seen to it that we blur those scenes. And it's always them gazing back at us and asking those questions.
Film was a powerful medium for all the girls too, to express themselves.
Yeah, it was, and the joy of kind of working together, working with the team, not just the girls, but Alok Dikshit, Anurag, Suneet, all the volunteers who have left their mainstream, careers to do something about this. That was an honor, actually, and the acceptance we found as filmmakers and as friends and family in that one little shelter is just a humbling experience.